In the scorching deserts of modern-day Iran, the remnants of a long-lost empire lie buried, their grandeur and brutality forever etched in the annals of history, as the Persian Empire's vast expansion was built upon the blood-soaked foundations of conquest, with estimates suggesting that the empire's founder, Cyrus the Great, was responsible for the deaths of over 100,000 people during his campaigns. This staggering figure is a grim reminder of the empire's ruthless pursuit of power and its unyielding determination to dominate the ancient world. The Persian Empire's rise to power was swift and merciless, with Cyrus the Great conquering the Median Empire, the Lydian Empire, and the Babylonian Empire, creating one of the largest empires the world had ever seen, stretching from the Indus River in the east to the Mediterranean Sea in the west. As the empire grew, so did its appetite for destruction, with the Persians leaving a trail of devastation in their wake, reducing cities to rubble and slaughtering entire populations. The Persian Empire's military prowess was unparalleled, with their army consisting of heavily armed infantry, archers, and cavalry, making them a formidable force on the battlefield. Their military campaigns were marked by brutal efficiency, with entire cities being reduced to ashes and their inhabitants either slaughtered or enslaved. The Persians were masters of psychological warfare, using terror and intimidation to subjugate their enemies, and their reputation for ruthlessness was enough to send shivers down the spines of even the bravest warriors. The empire's administrative system was equally impressive, with a complex network of roads, canals, and bridges that facilitated trade and communication across the vast expanse of the empire. However, this impressive infrastructure was built on the backs of thousands of slave laborers, who toiled in brutal conditions to construct the empire's grand monuments and public works. Despite its grandeur, the Persian Empire was also a hotbed of intrigue and deception, with palace coups, assassinations, and betrayals being commonplace. The empire's ruling class was plagued by corruption and decadence, with lavish parties and extravagant feasts masking the dark underbelly of the empire's politics. The Persian Empire's monarchs were notorious for their brutality, with Darius I, also known as Darius the Great, being particularly infamous for his cruel punishments, which included skinning his enemies alive and displaying their flayed corpses as a warning to others. This atmosphere of fear and paranoia permeated every level of society, with even the most trusted advisors and generals living in constant fear of being accused of treason and executed. As the Persian Empire expanded, it came into contact with other civilizations, including the ancient Greeks, who would eventually become one of the empire's most formidable foes. The Persian Wars, which lasted from 499 to 449 BCE, were a series of brutal conflicts that saw the Persians clash with the Greeks, with the outcome hanging precariously in the balance. The wars were marked by some of the most iconic battles in history, including the Battle of Marathon, the Battle of Thermopylae, and the Battle of Plataea, with the Greeks ultimately emerging victorious, but at great cost. The Persian Empire's defeat at the hands of the Greeks marked the beginning of the end for the empire, which would eventually be conquered by Alexander the Great in 330 BCE. The legacy of the Persian Empire is complex and multifaceted, with its contributions to art, architecture, and culture being undeniable, but its brutal history and ruthless expansionism cannot be ignored. The empire's influence can still be seen in the modern world, with its administrative systems, military tactics, and cultural achievements continuing to shape the course of human history. However, it is also a reminder of the dangers of unchecked power and the devastating consequences of imperialism, with the empire's dark history serving as a cautionary tale about the dangers of allowing ambition and greed to consume us. As we gaze upon the ruins of the Persian Empire, we are reminded of the transience of human civilization and the enduring power of history to shape our understanding of the world, and the haunting question remains, what other empires will rise and fall, leaving behind a trail of blood and destruction. And what will be the ultimate cost of their ambition?